All right, in this video, we're going to talk about 11 boring but easy ways that local businesses can 10x their profits. Because let's be honest with you, we all want more revenue. Revenue's great, but profit is what really matters. In fact, my business just a couple years ago, we made $25 million in revenue, 3% profit. It wasn't very good. It was actually very, very painful. Now, Walmart can get away with this because they've got this giant, they sell in bulk, but local businesses can't do that. So this year, we've fixed a lot of stuff, and we're actually going to do about 50 million in revenue, and we're at about a 22 to 25% profit margin, which that's what I like to see. That's more like it, right? So what I'm going to share with you in this video is 11 things that you can do to increase not just revenue, but profit for your local business as well. So let's get started. Now, the first thing that you can do to increase the profit of your local business, and this is one of my favorite things because it's the easiest thing to do. It's so easy, and most businesses just don't do it. And that is follow up more. Follow up more. Now, I'm sure you've heard this before. And a lot of times people will say, oh, you got to follow up more. And we've all heard that statistic that most sales are made between the 5th and the 12th touch. But you usually don't talk about how to actually follow up more, right? Because the last thing that we want to do is be perceived as like a pushy, sleazy salesperson. And truthfully, I think that's why a lot of people don't follow up as much as they should, is because they feel kind of gross, right? You feel gross when you're messaging people that came in for a consultation or whatever. You're like, hey, did you get that contract? Hey, just making sure you didn't have any questions, right? Yeah, gross, right? You don't want to do that because it reeks of desperation. And let's be honest, in business, really in life, there's a general feeling where if they feel like you need them, then they're going to feel like they don't need you. So what we want to do is we want to follow up. We want to remain persistent. We want to get those 5 to 12 touches, but we don't want to be desperate. And we want to do it a very, very easy way that is actually very effective. So I want to share with you my favorite way. Actually, I've got a couple ways I'm going to share with you about follow-up. The first thing is you have to follow up at all stages, right? So a lot of times when somebody visits your website or they click on one of your ads or they engage with one of your social media posts, that's a great opportunity for you to follow up with more content. You can go on Google and Meta and you can install a pixel and you can create custom audiences that basically says, hey, if this person took this action, if they visited my page, if they watched a certain percentage of a video, if they did whatever, show them more videos, show them more content. That's one of the easiest ways to follow up, is just let the platforms do it for you. You don't have to worry about it. Now, how about some more proactive ways to follow up? Because this is one of the things that will actually make you millions and millions of dollars, because it's made me millions and millions of dollars, and it's not that difficult. So one of my favorite things is following up with people after sales consultations using a strategy that I call by the way marketing. Now, by the way marketing is a very, very simple strategy that anybody can use and nobody uses. In fact, I gave this strategy to one of my clients, a DUI attorney in Seattle, and he told me that this one strategy added $30,000 every single month to his business. And I know this works because this is the same strategy that I use for my business, and it has literally made me tens of millions of dollars. Now, it's called by the way marketing, and here's how it works. Most of the time, somebody will come in for a sales consultation, or you'll give them a proposal or whatever, and they say, I need to think about it, I need to talk to my partner, I need to talk to my spouse, I need to talk to Jesus, I need to talk to whoever, right? Okay, fine. So you want to follow up with them, right? Now, here's the thing. Most of the time, people don't even follow at this point. They just send them on their way, and then they just kind of hope that the person's going to be back in touch. It's not going to happen, right? But then most of the time what happens, I've been on the receiving end of this so many times, and it's really annoying, is I get a text message or I get a phone call or I get an email. Hey, just following up, just checking out that, checking to see if you have any questions, just see if you got that contract, did you get that proposal? Ugh, gross. Don't do that. Here's what you do instead. And this is my favorite thing. It's called by the way marketing. What you do is you send them a text message or you send them an email. And it starts with a very nice opening. So, hey, Steve, this is Andy Stickle. Great meeting you yesterday. Really appreciated you taking the time to share your story with me. By the way, say, by the way, and then you provide some additional value. Now, let's go back to that client that I was telling you about. His name's Lance. He's a DUI attorney in Seattle. And whenever somebody comes into his office and got a DUI and they don't hire him, they say, I need to think about it. He says, okay, fine. So the next day, he'll send them a text message from his personal cell phone and he'll say, "Hey, John, it's Lance. Really appreciate you coming in yesterday, sharing your story with me. Sorry to hear about what you're going through. By the way, I was thinking about your case, and because you're in front of Judge so and so, your best defense is probably XYZ." And then he provides additional value. Now, a lot of times what happens is people will see this and then they'll start talking to him again. A lot of times people will pick up the phone and just hire him right there. This has happened many, many times. As I said, he told me, this isn't my words, this is his words. He said that this strategy adds $30,000 every single month to his business. That is significant from a stupid text message, right? But why does this work? This works because we're providing additional value. This works because we're proving that we can help them by actually helping them. We're doing this. This works because you're not desperate. You're not saying, oh, just following up, right? Because you don't want to do that. People can sense that from a mile away. The more you give, the more you give, the more you give, the more you give, the more you're going to get back. Right? And when you just continue to give value, continue to prove that you could help them, continue to be a resource, then what's going to happen is they're going to hire you. And this is a great way to get those 5 to 12 touches in by just continuing to provide value. Just even after this, you could be like a couple of days later, if they don't write back, send them something else, right? You're never going to get scolded, or no one's ever going to yell at you for providing value. No one's ever going to yell at you for helping them too much. It's just not going to happen. Now, if you continue shouting the F word at them, follow up, hey, just following up, then yeah, it's not going to work, right? So that's one of my favorite strategies, by the way, marketing. Now, some other ways you can follow up as well. So what happens if you've been talking to a lead for a while and they've ghosted you and, they're just not responding anymore? Well, there's a great email that you can send, and I didn't make this up. I got this from Chris Voss, who's an FBI hostage negotiator. All you have to do is send them an email that says, "Hi, Steve, have you given up on," and then the thing that they said they actually wanted, right? So, "Hey, Steve, have you given up on losing 30 pounds before Christmas? Hey, Steve, have you given up on protecting your family by, let's see, life insurance would be protecting your family. Hey, Steve, have you given up on making sure that your family has the peace of mind in case you pass away?" Whatever the thing that they said they wanted, you just say, "Have you given up on?" and you send the email, right? You don't say, "Hey, Steve, hope you're having a good day. It's been a while since I've heard from you." You don't do any of that. Just one line. That's all you got to do. And this will get people to respond to you. It's actually really crazy. Now, another way that I do follow up, and this is if the "have you given up" email doesn't work, is I'll send something that I call the pest email. Now, I learned this from my first business partner like 12 or 14 years ago. It's a fantastic email because it plays into one of the most impactful things that a salesperson can use, and that is the takeaway, right? The takeaway. Again, if they think that you need them, then they think that they don't need you. But if they feel like you don't need them, then they feel like they do need you. So what we want to do is we want to send them an email. And if we haven't heard back to them, be like, "Hey, Steve, it's Andy. It's been a while since I've heard from you. So I'm assuming that you're not interested in losing 30 pounds before Christmas. If I'm wrong, please let me know. But otherwise, I don't want to be a pest and I'm not going to continue following up. So I wish you the best of luck in the future. Have a nice life," right? This will get people back very, very quickly. It happens all the time. I don't hear any follow-up, no follow-up, no follow-up. And then I'll get an email back very quickly after sending this email because now I'm doing the takeaway. Now I'm saying, I don't need you anymore. I don't care. Go away. I don't need you anymore, right? Because again, if they feel like you need them, then they feel like they don't need you. But if they feel like you don't need them, they automatically feel like they need you. So follow up, follow up, follow up. It's the easiest way to add more profit to your local business. Okay, now let's talk about the second way to add more profit to your local business. Now, this alone will add 44% to your business. 44%. So there's a company called Bizarre Voice Network, and they looked at 50 million different reviews. And what they figured out across all different industries is that when any business gets 200 reviews, their revenue will increase on average by 44%. And that's Google reviews, that's Trustpilot reviews, that's Yelp reviews, just social proof. You need more social proof. If you get 200 reviews, your revenue will increase by 44%. I've been doing this for like 12 years or 14 years. I don't even know how long it's been, but I've been doing this for a long time. I have never met a business owner that's gotten a ton of reviews and not made more money. It just hasn't happened, right? And once you have this social proof, you can use it everywhere. You can use it in your ads. You can use it in your consultations. Like I know people that have just their waiting rooms are just plastered with reviews all over the reviews. I was in a cosmetic surgeon's office one time. I didn't get any surgery, don't worry. But I was in the cosmetic surgeon's office one time, and his office was just covered with printouts of their Yelp reviews. And I'm in there, I'm looking around at this guy's reviews, like, man, I'm gonna get a boob job. This guy's awesome, right? But basically, social proof is the most powerful thing you can have, right? Another great thing is when you have a meeting coming up with somebody, you have a sales consultation or whatever, send them some social proof beforehand. That will pre-frame them into believing that you can help them get the result that they're looking for, because people believe reviews just as much as they trust recommendations from friends and family members. So social proof is very, very important. Now, one of the best things you can do is get lots of Google reviews that contain words, phrases, keywords, and synonyms in them about your business and your geographical location. The reason why is because this will make you rank higher in Google. Now, it's not the only thing. It's not a magic bullet, but this is like the 80-20 rule, right? If you can get hundreds of reviews in Google that have all these words, phrases, keywords, and synonyms that are related to your business, when someone searches, then Google's going to look at your business and your listing, and they're going to think, oh, wow, this business is really relevant for what this person's searching for. So how do you do that? Well, one of the things that I like doing is I like giving clients prompts, and I'll send them a message and I'll say, a lot of times people want to leave a review, but they don't know exactly what to say. So we have found the most helpful reviews answer the following 5 questions. Question number 1, what was the problem you had before you hired us? Question number 2, why'd you pick us over all the other options in the market? Question number 3, what did we do for you, or what was it like working with us, or what was the service like? Something like that applies to your business. Question number 4, what were the results? Question number 5, how did these results impact your life? Now, if you get reviews that follow these formats, first of all, you're going to get more reviews because people are going to actually know what to say. Second, they're going to be better reviews, so they're going to convert more because they're telling a story. It's a beginning, a middle, and an end. Third, reviews are going to stick more, because I'm not sure if you've ever had clients or customers that have left you a review and then Google deletes it, even though they show up, they're like, yeah, no, I did it. Here's a screenshot right here. If you actually have reviews that are longer, that tell real stories, Google's much more likely to not think that they're spam and not filter them out. And this is going to make you more money, because now these reviews are going to naturally get those words, phrases, keywords, and synonyms in them, so that when somebody searches for a business like you in Google, Google is going to see your reviews and be like, oh yeah, I think this is the most relevant for that search. And they're going to make you rank higher, which is going to get you more business so you can get more reviews, and round and round and round and round we go. Now, you can also get video reviews. I love video reviews because you can interview people using those exact same 5 questions. You ask them the same questions, and then you just have a video editor go through, edit the videos. And then one of my favorite tricks is you upload the video to YouTube, and you call the video, you put the title of the video, your business name review, right? So it could be like Smith Plumbing Review, and that way, when somebody Googles Smith Plumbing Review, it's going to show up in Google, because I don't know if you know that, but YouTube videos will show up in the Google search results. So name the video the title of a search that people would do, like, Johnson Roofing Reviews or whatever, right? Just name it after that, whatever people are searching for. And now people are going to find your reviews, your video reviews, when they search on Google for you. Now, another thing you can do is Trustpilot. I really like Trustpilot, and I've kind of started coming around to Trustpilot lately with my business, Hem Healer, which is a supplement company, because the thing that I love about Trustpilot is that it shows up very high in Google. So if you can get a lot of reviews on Trustpilot, then you can really start to dominate that first page of Google. So imagine you've got your Yelp page, you've got your Trustpilot page, you've got your Google reviews, you've got YouTube videos that are all singing your praises. Like, now you've got a wall of social proof when people are searching for you. That's going to make you more money. It's going to increase your revenue. It's going to increase your profit. And it just works really, really well. Just go get them. Just go get 200 reviews. If you have 200 reviews, then get 400 reviews. Just keep getting more social proof. It's the best thing you can do for your business. Now, the third thing that you can do to increase the profit for your business is become well known in your area by content creation. Now, I have talked to so many business owners that create these stupid TikTok videos, these stupid Instagram videos, these stupid YouTube videos. They're not even that good, and their businesses explode, right? And let me tell you why. Because in life, there are no participation awards, except for in this one area, right? In this one area, you get a participation award if you just do it, because human nature is your absolute best friend, because most people are not disciplined to continue to do this. So all you have to do is have the discipline to crank out one crappy video a day or one crappy video every couple of days, and know that your competition is not going to do it. In fact, there was a study done with podcasts, and what they found with podcasts is that only 10% of people who say that they're going to create a podcast ever make it to episode 3. So if there's 100 people that say they're going to create a podcast, only 10 of them are going to get to episode 3. But here's something that's even more amazing. The ones that get to episode 3, only 10% of them will ever get to episode 21. So that means you have 100 people, only 10 of them are going to get to episode 3. So now you got 10 left. And of those 10, only one of them is going to get to episode 21. Now, I know we're talking about podcasts, but you know that this is human nature. This is everything that humans do, whether it's podcasts, whether it's content, whether it's blog posts. It doesn't matter, right? So if you can get to 21, you can know that you're in the top 1% of the entire industry, of all your competitors. So I live my life in 21s. I'll do 21 videos, and then I'll do another 21 videos. Because I do the first 21, I know I'm in the 1%. Then I do the second 21, now I'm in the top 1% of the top 1%, right? And it gets even rarer to get even further along. So if you can continue to do this, create videos every day and just post a video, it doesn't even have to be that good. Now, here's what's going to happen. You're going to create videos, you're going to put it up, and one of these videos is going to do well. That video, you're going to put it on Instagram, you're going to put it on TikTok, you put it on Facebook, you put it on YouTube, wherever you want, right? The ones that do well, put ads behind them. Put it on Meta ads and run it as a engagement video and just put $20 a day, $30 a day, whatever. It doesn't have to be a lot behind it. And just do like a 10-mile radius or whatever your service area is, right? Wherever your customers are going to be. If you do this on a regular basis and you just always have a video going, maybe you're spending $10 a day, $20 a day, $30 a day, within 2 or 3 months, you are going to be a local celebrity. I promise you, you will be a local celebrity. People will start recognizing you. People will be like, hey, you're the guy from the video. Hey, you're the girl from the video. I know this because I've seen it happen over and over and over and again. It's happened to me. I was at an airport and I was at the Denver airport, and somebody text messaged me that I never even met, and they're like, hey, I see you sitting at gate 3F or whatever, right? It's because they recognize me from one of my videos. It's creepy, but it works really, really well. Now, when this happens, when you do this, when people recognize you, they want to hire you. They want to do business with you, because in life, you get paid more for who you are rather than what you do. You get paid more for who you are rather than what you do. Do you think that Dr. Phil is the best psychiatrist out there? Do you think that Dr. Oz is the best doctor? No, neither of them. But they get paid way more than, doctors and psychiatrists that are way more talented than they are. Because in life, you get paid more for who you are rather than what you do. And when you do this, when someone is sitting across the table from you and they've seen a bunch of your videos and they recognize you, it's not a sales process. It's order fulfillment. It's basically, okay, what do you want to buy? It's not, you're not talking them into anything, right? This separates you from all of your competition, and it makes it so that you can make a lot more money. You can charge more, which means that you're going to make more profit. So that's the third way that you can boost the profit of any local business. But we're not done yet. Let's go with the fourth way. And the fourth way, one of my favorite ways, is simply raise your prices. Now, there's a rule in business that whoever can spend the most and is willing to spend the most to acquire a customer will always win. Well, how do we do that? Well, you have to make more money, right? You have to raise your prices. Now, raise your prices is such a simple concept, and it's actually very, very easy to do, but it's also very, very scary. And I understand this because I've done this many, many times where I've raised my prices. But before I raise my prices, I agonize over it. I'm like, I can't raise my prices. They're not gonna buy. Nobody's gonna buy. Everybody's gonna laugh because they're gonna know that it was $10 cheaper last week or whatever it is, right? And I still do this, right? Like, I mean, I'm not perfect. I mean, even though I know better and I've done this over and over again, the only thing that has ever happened every single time I've ever raised my prices, one thing has happened and one thing only has happened. And that thing is that I made more money. That was it. Every single time I agonize and agonize and agonize over it, and I raise my prices, I hold my breath, and I just make more money, right? So you should do this too. Now, there is a certain level of price elasticity, and you need to test this level. Now, I recommend immediately raising your prices anywhere from 10 to 15%. You can get away with that very, very easily, and most people will not bat an eye, and they won't know the difference because they're not going to know that your prices were cheaper last week because you're just going to give them the new price. Now, if you want to raise it even higher, or you want to, feel better, feel more justified about raising your prices, then you just need to increase the value, right? Because the truth is that the price doesn't matter. Price does not matter. I want to show you a demonstration. If the value is this and the price is this, they always buy. If the value is this and the price is this, they always buy. It does not matter what these numbers are. For example, let's say, all right, I got a remote right here, right? This is just a stupid plastic remote for my light. Let's say I said, all right, I'm going to sell you this remote for $500. Would you buy this remote for $500? Probably not. It's a plastic remote you get from China for like $2, right? And it's not worth $500, right? So nobody would pay $500 for this. But let me ask you this. What if I said, I've got a brand new Lamborghini sitting in the driveway and it's not stolen. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm just feeling really, really generous. And I'm going to sell you this Lamborghini brand new for $500. Would you buy that? You absolutely would buy a Lamborghini for $500. What changed? The price didn't change. The price was $500 for this and $500 for the Lamborghini. What changed is the value. With this remote right here, the value is this and the price is this. That's incongruent. With the Lamborghini, the value is this and the price is this. That's why people buy. So if you want to charge more money, increase the value of what you're providing. And then you'll be able to charge more money. It's a very, very simple formula. So how do we increase the value of what we're providing so that we can charge more money? Well, there's a couple of things you have to do. First of all, you have to understand what is the outcome or what is the thing that your customers actually want? Like, what is the actual result that they are trying to get as a result of your services? Not your deliverables, but what's the actual result? So for example, I work with lawyers and I have 650 law firms that we help them with their marketing. We help them grow their businesses. We help them with their finances. We help them build their teams. And I understand that I provide things like websites and SEO and coaching and bookkeeping services and stuff like that. But that's not the thing that I'm actually selling. Those are my deliverables. But what I'm selling is the ability to have a law firm that puts more profit in their pocket, that puts more free time on their calendar, that delivers results for their clients that they can be super proud of, and a life that gives the law firm owner the ability they have the ability to have a life that others only dream of. That's what I'm selling. My deliverables are the website and the SEO and the paid ads and the coaching and the bookkeeping services and the fractional CFO services and all that type of stuff. The first thing I have to understand if I want to add my more value is I have to understand what's the actual outcome that they're looking for. What's the actual result that they're looking for? My clients are looking to create a life for themselves that others only dream of. They're looking for more money. They're looking for more freedom. And that is what I'm selling them. That is what they are buying when they hire my company. Your customers have a same thing that they want. You have to figure out what that thing is. Now, once you have that thing, once you know that thing that they want, then you can ask yourself a couple questions. First of all, how can I make it so they can get that outcome faster? Because people will pay for speed. So if you have a normal thing and then you have an expedited thing, you can charge more for the expedited thing. So faster, right? How can I make it easier and require less sacrifice on their part, right? If I could just snap my fingers and all of a sudden they had a law firm that ran itself and that gave them tons of free time and everything, I would be charging 100 times more than I do for my regular service because it's so much easier. So if you can make it easier and require less sacrifice on their part, you can charge more money. So what you can do is you can ask yourself, okay, what's the dream outcome that they have? And then how do I get them that result faster? How do I reduce the amount of effort and sacrifice that it takes for them to get that dream outcome? And then when that happens, you can charge more money. That's one of the easiest ways to do it, is just add more value and then you can raise your prices substantially. I had a program that I sold. It was a coaching program and it started at $1,000, $997. The last time I sold it, and I'm not kidding. I swear I sold it for this. I sold it for $100,000 wired to my bank account. I started at $1,000 and I ended at $100,000. Why? Because I understood the outcome that they were looking for when they were buying the program. And I just kept adding value and I kept adding value and I kept adding value and I kept adding value to the point where it was worth $100,000. And actually, it was worth a lot more than $100,000, because what is having the life of your dreams worth? More than $100,000. That's just what I happen to charge for it, right? And I was able to do that because I understood that if I could help them get the outcome easier, if I could make it require less of their work, and I could make it happen faster, I can charge a premium for that. And that's what you can do also. So you have to be asking yourself those questions. How can I add value by manipulating the time it takes to get the outcome, how much effort and sacrifice they have to put forth? And then what's going to happen is you can raise your prices, and it's actually really, really easy. So raising your prices, one of the easiest ways to make more profit for your local business. All right, now I don't know what number we're on, so we're just going to keep going. So the next one is going to be, and this goes along the lines of how to raise your prices. This is actually another strategy. This is adding a premium value offer to your business. Now, this is another great way for you to increase your prices, make way more profit, and still deliver even better results for your customers. Now, there is an exercise that I love doing when coming up with offers. And that exercise is I ask myself, okay, if I was going to raise my prices by 10 times, what would I have to do to justify that value, right? And I've done this before. I mean, I raised my prices 100 times, like I just told you about that, right? But this is the thing that really gets you to think, okay, if I want to make 10 times more per customer than I'm currently making, and if I understand again that if the price is this and the value is this, they always buy, how do I make my price, which might be 10 times more than I charge now, still fit in here and the value be like this? So what I like doing is I like taking a piece of paper, and I will literally just sit down and I'll write down every single idea I can think of. Ridiculous ideas. I mean, invite them over to my house to sleep over, and I'll cook a breakfast in the morning, and we'll, sing Kumbaya. And I don't know, you just make stuff up, right? But you think about, like, what's the most ridiculous thing that would add a crazy amount of value, right? Now, you want to have every single thing that you can put down. No idea is a bad idea, no matter how ridiculous it is. And the reason why is because you're going to have some bad ideas. Trust me, you're going to have some bad ideas, but you got to get some good ideas. But what will happen is you'll start looking at that, and some good ideas will actually come out. You'll be like, well, I can't do this, but I could do this. I can't do this thing, but I could do a variation of this, and I could do this. And then what's going to happen is when you actually go through this process, you're actually going to come up with a premium value offer. You're actually going to come up with an offer that you probably could charge 10 times for, right? Now, here's what you do with this premium value offer once you have it. This is the thing that you pitch first every single time. Somebody comes in, they're doing a consultation with you. They say, how much is it? You say, this is the price, and you pitch the premium value offer. Now, you're doing this for two reasons. The first reason is that about 10% will actually take the premium value offer, right? So, for example, let me give you an example. I have like I said, an agency where we work with law firms. Our standard offer is about $7,000 per month, right? Our premium value offer that we always pitch first is $21,000 a month. Now, most people can't afford $21,000 a month. And I know that most people can't afford $21,000 a month, but some people can. And about 10% of our clients take that $21,000 per month offer. And none of them would take that $21,000 per month offer if I didn't offer it to them, right? So that's the first thing. You make the offer, and some of them will take it, and you'll be shocked because they get more value because the offer, it's a better offer. And two, you make way more profit, which is awesome. But the other ones, the other 90 or 85% that don't take the premium value offer, what about them? How about them? Well, here's the cool thing about that. Because you have now price anchored them, and you said a very high number, you said $21,000. Now, when I pitch, and maybe that's the platinum offer, now when I pitch the gold package at $7,000, it doesn't seem that expensive anymore. It doesn't seem that bad anymore, right? Because they've already been thinking $21,000, $21,000, $21,000. And then at the end, they have to make a decision at $7,000, and it feels like they're actually getting a discount. And it works very, very, very well. It makes the normal offers seem more affordable. So add a premium value offer, and one, you'll get more people to take it. And then two, more people will take your normal offer as well, because of the fact that now, compared to the premium value offer, it actually seems like a pretty good deal. Next, the next way that you can add more profit to your local business is to fix your sales process. Fix your sales process. Now, oh my God, I can't tell you how many businesses I talk to that run ads, they run leads, they get leads, and then they let their calls go to voicemail. Or I can't tell you how many businesses just don't call their clients back. Holy crap. I was talking to my wife the other day. I was like, we could start the world's greatest home contractor service, right? The world's greatest handyman, roofing, tree removal service by answering the phone and then returning phone calls if we don't do it. Like, holy crap. I can't tell you how many contractors I have called to do work on my house or, have my pool service or whatever. And they don't freaking call you back. It's the most frustrating thing in the world. And also it's like, yeah, and then I hear these businesses say, oh, I can't make enough money. Answer your freaking phone. Answer your freaking phone. There is a study by MIT that you are 800 times or 800% more likely to sign up a customer if you return that phone call, or if you speak with that customer within the first 5 minutes of them contacting you. There's another study that 50% of people will hire the first vendor that they talk to. So just answer the phone. Hire a phone service if you need to. You can get people to answer your phone for like $200-300 a month, and you will get so many more customers just because of the fact that you actually talk to somebody, that they actually talk to a human being. When I call a contractor to work on my house, or if I call somebody lawn service, and they answer the phone and I actually talk to somebody, it's like, hallelujah, I actually am getting somebody on the phone. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm actually talking to a real person. That's how low the bar is, right? So obviously not all industries are like that. I just have a special frustration with contractors. But the truth is that you should have somebody answering your phone 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And by the way, this will allow you to set your Google business profile hours to 24 hours a day, which is a very easy way to get more customers. There's so many businesses that you look them up on the weekends and it just says closed. If you're 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, and they Google you and your other two competitors in the Google 3-pack say closed and you're open, well, guess what? You're going to be the one that's getting the phone call. You better answer it, right? So that's one of the easiest ways, is just answer the phone. Now, another thing that every business owner should start doing is when you're answering the phone, first fix the phone process, but then start secret shopping your sales process. Start secret shopping the people that are answering the phone. Start secret shopping the people that are doing the consultations with your customers, and you will be absolutely shocked what you find, because people don't necessarily have bad intentions. Your salespeople don't have bad intentions, but I promise you, they are not doing everything that you were expecting them to do. They're not doing everything that they were trained to do. Hopefully they were trained. But start secret shopping, record the calls, start secret shopping, listen to the calls, and then start training and giving feedback, and take a sales course if you need to. There's tons of sales training on YouTube. I've got sales training out there, but if you, first of all, make sure that you're actually talking to people, and then you're monitoring what they're saying, that alone right there will put you in the top 10%. That alone will increase your profits and will make you so much more money, just because of the fact that you're not missing leads, you're getting more customers, and your sales team is more effective. Their closing percentage is going to go up. The next thing that you can do to increase your profit as a local business is figure out a way to add recurring revenue. There's got to be some way in every business that you can add recurring revenue. For example, I have a supplement company and we sell a hemorrhoid supplement. And when we were looking at our lifetime customer value, we realized that our lifetime customer value was $200 lifetime, right? So I was like, how can we increase that? How can we make that higher so that we can make more profit on the back end and afford to run more ads, afford to, pay our employees better, afford to develop new products, all that type of stuff. So we developed the subscription model. And now when you buy from us, you can either buy the regular, just one-off purchase, or you can be a subscriber. Now, it's been about 3 years since we've added the subscription model, and we did another lifetime customer value analysis not too long ago. And I found that our non-subscriber lifetime customer value is still $200. Our subscriber lifetime customer value is $350, $150 more per customer, simply because they're a subscriber. And here's the interesting thing that we found. Not only do we make more money, but we actually get fewer returns from subscribers, because they're the ones that are continually using the product. They're the ones that are actually getting the good results. So it's actually in their best interest to subscribe as well. Now, I'm not going to get into the whole thought process behind that, but the truth is that that's an extra $150 of profit because we're not paying extra to get those sales. It's a straight $150 increase in profit per customer simply because of the fact that they are a subscriber. And that is one of the things that is a game changer for a business. And any business can add a subscription model, can add a recurring revenue model. It doesn't have to be crazy expensive. I mean, it can be like I was talking to an estate planning attorney, and they were like, "Well, I can't add recurring revenue." I was like, "Okay, well, what happens? Somebody leaves your office, and what happens to their documents? So that if they pass away, do they have like an easy way to?" Make sure that their loved one knows where their documents are and can find everything in their cluttered house, probably because they're dead. Nobody can find their stuff. And they're like, no, like, okay, well, how about you charge $20 a month to every client that you have, and you basically just act as a storage for their documents so that if they die, they have a card or something that they can give to their loved ones. And then the loved one just comes to your office, says, here's the card. And then you just give them their will. Right? $20 a month. Most people would pay for that, right? They pay thousands of dollars for their estate plan. And I mean, they could probably charge more than $20 a month, but this is an attorney with hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of clients. So if he's doing this, if he's got all these clients and he's doing $20 a month, which is $240 a year, times hundreds of clients, I mean, that recurring revenue adds up and it's straight profit, right? So there's all kinds of things that you can do to add recurring revenue to your business. And when you do that, that is going to make it so you're just getting more profit. It's straight profit because you don't have to continually be getting more customers. It's customers that you spent money one time to get them. Maybe you spend money on a Google ad or a Meta ad or something like that. And then the money just keeps coming in, it keeps coming in, it keeps coming in. And hopefully it's going to provide a service to them as well. And everybody wins. The next way that you can make more profit, and this is one that I'm very guilty of. This is one that I always look at this and I'm like, oh God, I'm wasting so much money because I didn't do this sooner. Every month, you should look at your invoices, like look at your credit cards or your numbers, and audit all of your subscriptions and software. I am the absolute worst about impulse buying software and impulse signing up for everything under the sun. And then our CFO comes to me. He's like, "Hey, Andy, do you need that AI voice changing software that you bought 6 months ago that we're paying $72 a month for?" I'm like, what? I don't remember signing up for that. Sorry, Kevin, but it happens all the time. I'm constantly signing up for things. I'm constantly buying things. I'm constantly subscribing for things. And then I just forget about it. And I'm getting billed over and over and over and over and over again. Now, I have a CFO that now knows me well enough to check in with me once a month. And the reason that he does this is because of the fact that these subscriptions add up. This stuff really adds up, and it's straight profit, just bleeding from your bank account. So every single month, make sure to audit all the things that your business is paying for, especially subscriptions and software and stuff like that, because you'll probably find some things that are eating your profit. Now, I don't know. I don't even know what to say about that. I'm very, very guilty of it. And luckily, I have somebody that does it for me. Hopefully, you have somebody that does it for you too. If not, there's definitely softwares out there you can subscribe to. I don't know what they are, but I think like Rocket Money or something. Maybe Rocket Money is one of them. I don't know. All right. Next way to increase your profit. This one is ask for more referrals from your customers on a regular basis, right? Well, most of the time we have customers that know other people that also need our products and services. But here's the thing. They're not entrepreneurs. They're not business owners. They don't realize that your business is going to grow substantially and you'd be very, very much benefited by having referrals, by having them refer their friends and family and colleagues and whoever, right? So there's a couple ways to do this. The first thing you have to do, you have to remind people that you even need referrals, right? So you have to put it everywhere. You have to ask for it. And you don't necessarily have to ask like, hey, will you please give me a referral? Like you don't have to do that, but you can leave signs places, right? So I remember I was in the dentist's office and I saw this sign as I was sitting there waiting for them to come back to clean my teeth or whatever. And the sign on the wall said, referrals mean the world to us and are the highest compliment. So if you know someone who needs your teeth cleaned or who needs their teeth cleaned, I guess, if you know someone who needs their teeth cleaned, please let us know. They'll get a free cleaning and your next cleaning will be free as well. So they had that on a sign. The dentist emailed me one day and it was in his signature. And he's asking every single person he comes in contact with, he's basically asking for the referral. He's giving an incentive for the referral. And, he doesn't have to think about it. The staff doesn't have to think about it. It just happens automatically. And they get tons and tons of referrals for this. I got a letter in the mail from Chase Bank. I bank with Chase, and they were trying to get more business accounts, more business customers, right? So the letter said, refer another business, and if they sign up, they'll get $100 in their new bank account, and we'll give you $150 in your bank account. So when you give an incentive to both sides, well, actually, first, when you remind people, let them know they even can give you referrals, because most people just don't know. They just don't think about it. And then you give an incentive to both sides so that both people are motivated. You're going to end up getting a lot of referrals. Now, here's the cool thing is that you can figure out how much does it cost to acquire a new customer. So for Chase, I'm guessing because of the fact that they're paying me they're paying me $150, they're paying them $100, that's $250. I'm guessing their cost to acquire a customer is probably like $500, maybe even more. I have no idea what their cost to acquire a customer is, but I guarantee you it's less than $250. So what's cool with this is that you can actually acquire customers cheaper and reduce your overall marketing budget by giving some of that money back to the people that are giving you referrals. It works very, very, very well. You just have to basically just put it in places that people are going to see it, give a really good offer, and you will get more referrals. And the cool thing about that is that you are going to end up with way more profit, because when you do this, it costs way less than going out and running ads and getting clients like crazy. So those are 11 ways that you can add more profit to your business.